Welcome back to the Coffee Break Show. I'm your host, Jorge Padilla, and Coffee Break, in case you don't know, it's all about career, confidence, and coffee. Now, I did have my cup of coffee for the day already. As you know, normally drink it about between 6 and 8 in the morning. I think I'll get a few clips of me drinking coffee so you actually believe me, because I don't normally show me making or drinking coffee or anything else on the podcast and the show. And that's the whole reason I named it Coffee Break, because I love coffee. But yeah, I'll post a clip in the next one of the creamer I use, the coffee, and just, my favorite cup in the world. I need to show you. My wife got it for me for Christmas, by the way. It keeps it warm for such a long time without having to be like an electric little mug. So that's good for me. Anyway, welcome back to the show. Hope you're doing well. Hope 2023 and February is off to a great start for you, and that you made progress towards accomplishing your goals or exceeding them, and recognize and identify you've had success in your strengths already, and your consistency and your new strategy for 2023, from health to your relationships to your education and career to your business to your promotion, all of it and in between. I wish you the best of luck and success for 2023. Moving on, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Again, I'm Jorge Padilla. It's Coffee Break, career, confidence. Coffee is what I normally talk about. I will add in some other clips of things that I'm doing throughout the day, vlogs, or like I said, coffee too. But for the most part, that's what I'm talking about. And the reason is this. Guiding Arrow, M&J LLC, it's my company, my wife and I run it, and it's focused on business consulting. We do other things as well, such as photography, helping with social media for accounts, and then not so common one as well, but kind of under the umbrella, because we started with this one, is Moonbounce Rentals. So if you hear me talk about things that may help you with marketing, with sales, with leadership as well, content included, or just more efficient processes, and I think that'll be for the next episode, that's something that you may encounter too. Now, for those of you who've been following along, thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. Whether it's you leave the like, you subscribe, you leave a comment, or you share it with someone else who can benefit from it and you're learning something from it. I hope at most that this is educational for you, entertaining, and engaging for you. If nothing at all, at least educational. But today I'm going to talk about something that I learned about, and it's called, well, there are three things. What was it again? Resourceful, relentless, and resilience. Now, I bring these up because I'm not sure if you're aware, but aside from the company, I also had a job that was my full-time job, and the company was on the side as I'm still building it. It's relatively new. And with the pandemic, it definitely had experienced some setbacks. Nonetheless, it's still operating and still building that up, right? Now, something that I experienced is back in April of 2022, I was with the bank, Wells Fargo, for going on 10 years. In July would have been 10 years of last year, 2022. Came back from vacation, everything was normal, and then I was notified and told that I was displaced. So I wasn't terminated due to performance or not attending work on time, nothing like that, just the position was eliminated. Now, looking back, and really my ego got in the way, but looking back, I should have just basically reapplied for another position with Wells Fargo, kept my tenure and benefits even longer, or looked for a job elsewhere. That would have helped maintain like a solid 40 hours of work in a career that I've, my profession I've developed my skills in, instead of just jumping into the business full time. So the downside is that it took me learning about that, and that my ego got in the way, and I had to lose to learn from it. The upside is I learned that instead of letting the ego get in the way, which I did in that moment, I normally don't, but in that one, it got me, right? I'm only human, but I learned from it. I learned that instead of taking it so personal when it wasn't personal at all, to just have applied, pick up another job and keep going. And so that's where I want to get into the conversation for, the actual topic of the video. So resourcefulness, that was a resource there of income, of steady income for me and my family in a profession that's valued and used by everyone in the world for banking. Now, that would have been resourceful of me to apply with that company to keep my tenure of 10 years, my benefits as well, and provide income for my family while I continue to develop my leadership skills in terms of, management, detail-oriented, efficient processes, and then also marketing or networking within the company. Now, outside of that, and this is where this translates into the businesses, those skills that I've learned there have helped me to create a business where I can consult with businesses and help them with their leadership, with their processes, with their social media, as well as other things that go into everyday or major components of businesses. So those are 3 of them there. But had I not had those experiences with the bank in terms of leadership and moving up, I wouldn't be able to translate that or use that as my passion for helping others, in particular businesses included, to actually grow a business. I wouldn't have known where to start it other than just the moon bounce rentals, and that's it. And that one is also, transactional. It helps obviously bring in income for the business, but it's like you need a moon bounce rental and you don't need one again until the birthday or something. So I combine that with consulting and photography to have even more of a mixture or a portfolio under the umbrella of the business to bring in different forms of revenue or streams of income. None of it is passive. That's not what I'm talking about in this episode. I don't believe anything is ever passive. It needs some work to create it and to sustain it. But I'll let the YouTube passive income gurus talk to you about that. So resourcefulness. Now, for you watching, maybe that looks a little different. Maybe you have a cell phone, a smartphone with internet. You have at-home Wi-Fi. And maybe you're like, how can I make some money or something out of this? You can always sell things online, whether it's a product or service. You can start a YouTube channel, a podcast, social media, and basically not just consume, but create content about things that you like, things that you're learning, your life experiences, and eventually either make money out of it from, being paid for your content, sponsorships, merchandise, all of that entails social media. And that's how you can use that, be resourceful in using your internet or your Wi-Fi to do that from home and the smartphone as well, because you can record on it and post everywhere. So there's that. Not to mention social media is free, so by using those and being resourceful again, you can create a form of income. And even in the process of creating that, you do learn more about yourself in terms of your approach to things, how you speak, maybe how to speak a little better and clearer and enunciate. Or maybe you learn that, like me, for example, I started with making videos about working out here in the gym back when I was going like twice a day. It was fun, it served its purpose, but I learned that although I can do those things and create programs and teach people how to exercise, it wasn't fun for me. It was fun because it was for me, but it wasn't fun making that over and over and over again. Like I didn't have a passion for it. I'm good at it, I can definitely do it, but again, it's not something that I enjoy doing except for me. So maybe that happens with you. You start making videos about cooking. You're like, yes, I'm gonna make it. And then you realize that there's a lot of different lighting needed. There's different sounds because you're cooking things, the chopping of food. Maybe you want close-up angles, so you're like constantly moving your camera. And maybe for you, that's too much work on top of editing the video and adding other stuff to it. So maybe you want something more simpler, more raw, like TikTok. You just create a few different angles, you upload it on your phone, and it's a lot easier. So those things, you won't learn them unless you're actually resourceful and you try different things out to figure out what works for you, what you like, what you don't like, and maybe what you get the most out of, not just in terms of money or pay, but also development for yourself. Another example, if you can't go to the gym, do you have weights at home? And if you don't, if you do, you maybe use them to work out. And if you don't, do you just not work out? Or is it really that much of a priority that you still exercise and maybe you lift your couch? Maybe you squat, and do squat jumps, I don't know, something onto your table if it can hold you. I think mine can. Or maybe you put 2 chairs next to each other and you start doing dips and push-ups and different things like that. You get creative, you get resourceful with it. Or do you just not do it at all? Basically, it's gonna come down to being resourceful because you wanna make that thing work or happen, or you're just not gonna do it at all. I'll give you another great example that I've done in terms of being resourceful. is using a network of professionals for the consulting business, whether it's law firms, paralegals, accountants, CPAs, or even payroll, when clients need that type of infrastructure, or even like insurance, life term, all that stuff, business insurance. Maybe they don't have someone that they work with in particular, or that they've heard about or started a business relationship with. I have a network of professionals who do those things, and when my clients express a need for that, I just basically set them up. I'm resourceful. I set them up with them, and then they get exactly what they need and want from someone they can trust and who's recommended. Again, being resourceful about it. I don't do that. I'm not licensed for any insurance products, nor do I want to be, but I can still get that for the clients. So again, being resourceful. And actually I had a business client for the consulting firm, and this was the focus on social media, but for the mobile mechanic service, he wanted pictures obviously for his website and for social media. Thing is, he didn't want to hire a photographer, have to pay someone else for professional or edited photos and video. He has the budget, but he was trying to be, more concise and clear on what he's spending his money on. And if he can save money, he wants to save it. So again, being resourceful is like, great, take a picture with the customer, take a picture of the parts you're repairing or replacing, take a picture of the vehicle, your work truck, take a picture of yourself, and then we'll upload a testimonial from the customer along with behind the scenes, a little bit of what you're doing. So we're resourceful. So what we did is he took those pictures there, I uploaded them to his page, and simply put, I put a little behind the scenes, mobile mechanic service. They're here repairing some brakes, and this is what it looks like, serving you with a smile. Something simple to that nature. It was a little more detailed, but made that for without the additional cost and expense of a photographer, videographer, content creator, blog post, writer, and someone else going out there with him. So basically put all those 5 things into just me doing it for him. Aside from that, we did a testimonial with the customer, their own words talking about, well, so-and-so mobile mechanic, they're the best, they're awesome, they showed up on time, they did the repairs, the replacements, whatever it is. I would highly recommend them. And this works because if you just add them onto your social media, then not only does that post get pushed to everyone who follows your business page or you, but to everyone that they follow as well, which is more referrals and word of mouth, in the form of word of mouth, or in this case social media, but recommendations and reviews by someone who's experienced, an actual customer who's experienced that business and the services that they offer. So being resourceful. We did that for free. We didn't pay for marketing. Additionally, we didn't have to pay, ad fees on Meta, on anywhere else like Google Ads, nothing like that. All that's done there for free. We're resourceful. So if you're something you're trying to accomplish, there's a way to do it, because others have done it before with little to no money. Some have done it with a whole bunch of money. Just be resourceful. In other words, use what you have at your disposal. There's a way to distribute your content. There's a way to record it for free. There's a way to get it done for lower cost or for free on your own, YouTube it, whatever it is. It can be done as long as you're resourceful about it. The second one is Relentless. So you can't just do it once, expect to get more customers or to sell more products, and you only sell one and get one customer, and then that's it. You have to be relentless about it. And that doesn't mean like, this whole month I only get one customer, I only posted once online, and that's all I got. Well, I gave it all I got. I don't mean just, low efforts and low results so you quit. It has to be high efforts, consistent, every single month, every single week, every single day, to achieve better results that are more consistent. If you're really, it's a numbers game, as you've heard before, but if really you try your best every single month, your output's gonna also determine how many customers or clients and how much work and gig, money you get in the form of gigs every month. If you're putting in this much effort, chances are you're gonna gain anything. Higher it goes, it starts to go. It doesn't always correlate, it's not always the same, but usually the higher this is and the more that you actually put into it and you're relentless in figuring out like the data about it, what works, what gets more customers, what doesn't, what times to post for that, which platforms are best for that type of work or industry or networking. Again, when this goes up and you're relentless about it and your efforts, your results start to go up a little more. So something to be mindful about and also to consider, and that I've learned as well. The third one is resilience. This one is very important. So talking about, what I experienced being displaced in last year from Wells Fargo, my ego did get in the way, but I wasn't down and out. I didn't give up. I focused on the business, focused on that side of learning and developing myself with video, photography, social media, marketing, advertisement, and then consulting for businesses. My leadership skills, time management, planning, detail oriented, and a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it, right? Instead of just shutting down, be like, man, they let me go and that's it, and then just give up on the business and only go back to work for another bank or anywhere else. I had to be resilient about it. I had to keep going and keep pushing to get better and learn from it. And as I mentioned, what I learned is I could just simply reapply with that bank, that company, and continue to develop my skills. But also that, life's gonna sometimes not go your way. You're gonna fail. You're going to learn from it, and by being relentless, you keep getting better at it, right? But if you aren't resilient, if you just give up, if you are absolutely defeated, and there's nothing wrong with that, sometimes you have to throw the towel in, and that, you learn that, okay, it's done. Like, this needs to be I need to quit. And that can be for a number of reasons, but if you really want something, if you're being resourceful and resilient about it, if you're being resourceful and relentless about it, you need to be resilient too. There's gonna be those bad times. There's gonna be the bad days. It's gonna be like a week of nothing, and all of a sudden the rest of the month you're just busy. You're busier than you were that week. That's what it's like being an entrepreneur. That's what it's like running a business. That's what it's like creating a sales funnel and marketing and all of that stuff. Progress is rarely ever like just super linear. It's mostly like, and then it goes up a little bit and then kind of straight and then a little bit, and then sometimes like really high and then it drops again. Like, sometimes you plateau, sometimes you feel like you aren't advancing, sometimes you feel like you aren't making any progress, and all of a sudden, boom, it takes off and your life changes. But it does take time and consistency in being resourceful and relentless and being resilient about it all. That's it. That's the episode of Coffee Break. I hope you enjoyed. Again, for those of you who've subscribed already and been following along, thank you for support. Hope you leave a like and comment below and share it with your friends as well, those who are into this type of topic and conversation. Maybe someone who's making progress, who's experienced this in the past year or at any point in their life. And if you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you leave a like and comment as well and share this with someone who's into this type of conversation. If you learned anything about it, you found it engaging, educational, entertaining, let me know that in the comments. I really appreciate it. Well, I gotta go. Until the next one, make sure you're knocking out your goals. Be resourceful, be relentless, and be resilient in 2023. Peace.